All right, welcome to Talkin' Investing. I am Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. Today, I got a great one for you. We are going to do our daily Bitcoin and Bitcoin miner update, and Bitcoin and the miners are both on fire at the moment, so I'm excited to go through the big board, the charts, and I want to talk about my last update and where we've been since then and where we might be able to go from here. So yesterday, I did my update early. I got it out in the middle of the day before the Fed meeting because if you watch yesterday's video, I went through and explained a bullish case scenario that I thought was unfolding, and I thought we were about to make a big move to the upside, and fortunately it worked out just exactly that way. So I want to take a look at the Bitcoin miner big board, and we'll go through and see what happened there. And then I got a chart that I want to go through that helps illustrate exactly what kind of move we've had over the last 2 days. And then we will look at the Bitcoin charts and see what's going on. Oh, by the way, we talk about Bitcoin and the Bitcoin miners all the time on the channel. So if that is content that you're interested in, please remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Also, if everybody could please smash the like button, it helps the channel out a lot. It gets this video out to more people, and I really appreciate it. Okay, let's go to the Bitcoin big board. So you're gonna see this is very green today. Yesterday, it was even more green than this. So when we get to the next chart, I will combine those two and show you what happened. So as usual, we have a couple of outliers. DigiHost was red, it was down 3%. Stronghold was red, it was down 5%. I want to mention Mawson, stock ticker MIGI, because that has been red every single day for quite some time. Even in the middle of the greenest days, that has been red. Today, finally, there is some relief. It was up 12.85% today. So that breaks a long downward spiral. It was actually the best performer on the day. But if you look across the board, there were some excellent performances today. Core Scientific was up 7.5%. Marathon was up 7%. Those are two of the three biggest market caps inside of the Bitcoin miners. The third one would be Riot. They were up 3.5%. HUT was up almost 8%. Bitfarms was up 6.5%. Hive was up over 6%. So Hive is now trading at $4.16. It's made a very big comeback since its reverse split. So a lot of these stocks are just now starting to get a little bit healthy. So it's worth noting they're all still down a solid 85% or more off of their highs. But we're starting to see some bullish action, and we're starting to get a little bit of a rally in some of these. So I'll give you just a second to look at the rest of the big board. Then I want to take a look at a chart and show you what's gone on over the last 2 days. This is the sum total of their movement over yesterday, the 27th, and today, the 28th. And remember, yesterday they really didn't start moving until 2 o'clock in the afternoon when the Fed released their results. So this is a result of just the last 2 hours of trading yesterday and the trading day today. So leading the way, it was Marathon up 30%. And if you guys remember, they were already up more than everybody else, and they continue to lead the way. Up 30%. Core Scientific was up 27%. Bitfarms and Argo Blockchain were about average. And then the rest of them were kind of on par with the move that Bitcoin made. So Bitcoin made like a 10 or 11% move. So Iris, Gree, CleanSpark, Mawson, all of them were up, 12, 11, 10, 9%. Those are all kind of in line with what Bitcoin did. So really, those actually lagged. So once again, I wanted to show this graphically because there are definitely starting to be winners and losers, or at least those that are gaining momentum first. Because you can see on one side of this board, you've got Bit Digital up 3.4%. And on the other side, you've got Marathon up 30.6%. And remember, Marathon is already multiple times bigger than Bit Digital from a market cap standpoint. So over the last 2 days, there were some very big winners, but everybody was in the green over the course of the 2 days. So, okay, so I'm gonna start on the 15-minute chart. As always, there is an orange line where the market closed yesterday. So Bitcoin was at $22,775 when the equity markets closed in the US yesterday. But I have another line on here that I wanna show you guys. There's a blue line right here. This was a few hours into the trading day. This is when I made my video yesterday, and this is why I wanted to get it out at this time in such a hurry. You'll see that at that time we were trading at around $21,460. If you have not seen yesterday's video, you can take a quick rewatch. Basically, I just went through a bull case scenario that seemed to be jumping off the page at me. So fortunately, it worked out that way. You never know, right? Because the Fed could have done something unexpected, but it just looked to me like everything was lined up for Bitcoin to take a very, very strong run. And you can see that this was 11:30 Eastern Standard Time. So at 2 o'clock, the Fed announced, and we just went up in a straight line over $1,000. So that was a giant move. Then we spent overnight kind of consolidating, even sneaking up a little bit. And then we moved up another $1,000 over the course of the day today. So we're up well over $2,000 since 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon. So that is most of the run I was looking for. We are now at 24,056. I had called out that I thought maybe we could run up to 25,000, and I still think that, and there still may be a lot more room to the upside for all I know, but this was the part that I was very confident about. And again, this is not financial advice. You never know. Everything looked like it was lining up to do just exactly this. It happened to work out that way this time. But as you guys know, anything can happen and Bitcoin can turn on a dime. So let's zoom out a little and see what things are looking like from here forward. Okay, so this is Bitcoin on the 4-hour time frame. A couple of things to look at here worth looking at. On July 20th, we got to about 24,277. And again, we're at about 24,050 right now. So we're about $200 away from that. We did reach a high today of 24,198. So we almost got exactly right there. Our goal is not to find resistance at this line. We're looking to set a higher high. We have had a series of higher highs dating back to, at June 26th, we were around 21,900. Then our next peak was on July 7th at around 22,200. And then the next peak was on July 20th at around 24,200. So now we find ourselves right there. So what we would like to do, this is my blue line. This was my price target for this run up that I was hoping we were going to have this week. And it's around $25,366. That's where we flash crashed down to and recovered from before we really made our move from $29,000 down to about $20,000. So that's a significant point. I'm looking to get up to that. That would create a clear higher high over where we were last week. So obviously the first thing is you can see we're finding a little bit of resistance. We're just bumping into this line right now. So again, hopefully we cross right through this, but this is what I'll be looking for in the next 24 hours. We would like to cross through this line, get up at least to the blue line, which is around 25,300. That would continue this trend. And again, if you remember, we've been watching the daily RSI. We've taken 1, 2, 3, and now this is a fourth run from oversold to overbought. We are now in overbought territory. We are at 71. However, I do think we have some room left to run. On the 4-hour time frame, it is not at all unusual for the RSI to get up to 80 or even 85. So that leaves us that room to continue to set some higher highs on the RSI as well, and maybe get up to this $25,000 before we maybe have to reset and take the next leg of this journey. So right now, I'm hoping that we're still not done with this upward move. Having said that, I would caution everybody, we are now in overbought territory. The RSI is at 71.7, so although I do think it's going to run up to 80-ish, some of the signals that we're getting closer to the end of this short-term run are popping up. That doesn't mean that this relief rally can't continue on for a week or another couple of weeks. It just means that we're going to have to see what comes next after that. Let's look at the 1-day time frame. Okay, so a couple of crucial things happening here on the 1-day time frame. So again, yesterday when I made my video, we were way down here. This yellow line is the 200-week moving average for Bitcoin. So I've been talking about that a lot on this channel because we've almost never been below that in the history of Bitcoin. We only had 2 other times we went below that, and really we just flashed below it and came right back above. This time you can see we spent over a month below this line. We got back above and then we took a hard break down below. So the last 2 days have been absolutely ideal. Everything has moved in the right direction. I want to look at one more thing. This is the daily RSI. So if you remember in my video yesterday, I basically said, look, we're hanging out just under 50. We're in this 45, 46 area. However, I had this ascending line of support here, and you could see we had not yet come down and touched that line of support. Well, before we ever did, We turned around, we got back above 50. That was our goal. What we were looking to do yesterday was get back and make a nice break above 50 on the daily RSI. Well, we did all of that. We are now at 62 on the daily RSI. That is actually a little bit higher than the previous peak, which was 61.4, and we don't know that we're done with this peak yet because we're still in the middle of a very big green candle. So as you can see on the daily RSI, it definitely still looks like there's plenty of room to run. Again, it would not at all be uncommon to get to 75 on the daily RSI, and we're currently at 62. So that doesn't mean we're going to go there in a straight line. We'll have to see how the next 24 and 48 hours play out. I would like to see us hit a higher high, get to that $25,300 blue line on the previous chart. Definitely stay above the 200-week moving average. I think that's very important. And let's stay above 50 on the RSI and see if we can gain some more momentum on this daily RSI and try and push this up to overbought territory. So I really have nothing to complain about. This is everything that we were hoping would happen over the last 2 days. I will say it's only 2 days, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. We've seen 2 days just like this. In fact, if we look right here, July 18th and July 19th looked very similar to this, and then boom, we had a bunch of red days in a row and reset the whole system. So obviously that could be coming next as well. We don't know, but glad to have the 2 very positive days. It looks like we still have some room to run. So I'm just going to go back to the 4-hour time frame for a minute because I want to show you one more thing. We did have a bullish cross on the 4-hour RSI, and it was right at the beginning of this giant green candle. We did have a bullish crossover on the 4-hour MACD, and it was right during this green candle. So you'll see we crossed right here, and as soon as we crossed and had a bullish crossover on the MACD, we had a giant run up all the way up to this line. So the histogram is still printing larger and larger green candles. So that trend has not reversed yet. That leaves me hopeful that we could get up to this blue line. So again, it looks like we're all set up to maybe get to this blue line. We're going to have to see if the line we're sitting at right now at around 24,150, we're going to have to see if that turns into resistance or if we can jump past that and get to this new higher high. So that is the goal. So obviously, again, this is not financial advice. I don't know where we go from here, but we did end up having the run that I was hoping for over the last day and a half. We'll see if it continues. Some of these miners are up 30% in the last 2 days, so please be careful investing. And if you made it this far in the video, thanks so much for watching, and remember to subscribe to the channel and smash the like button. Thanks so much, and I will see you in the next video.